So today we are going to plant beets in the square foot garden. Beets are just a wonderful vegetable. You can eat the root and the greens. So you want to start your planting about 3 weeks before your last frost date. If you have a grid, you don't need to measure out your square foot. I like to use either a ruler or skewers to measure out 1 square foot. Your seeds should have a life of about 4 to 5 years. So if you have some really old seeds, you may want to buy some new ones because they might not germinate for you. Now, beets do not like to be transplanted. In other words, you don't want to start these indoors and then move them out into your garden. They prefer to be direct sowed into the soil. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to plant 9 per square foot, and I have pre-soaked my seeds, which will help them germinate. I'm just going to mark off little tiny indentations here. I need 9 spaces, and we're going to plant them about a 1/2 inch deep. In 2 more weeks, I will plant 9 more in another square foot, and then 2 weeks after that, I'll plant 9 more. We don't want to plant these when it gets too hot because beets prefer the cooler seasons. If it gets too hot, beets will turn tough, so you want to make sure you're growing these when the temperatures are cool. Always give your squares a marker so you know not to go back and plant something else there. And then in our little bucket of warm water, we can use a sprinkle can and just water these in. Make sure to keep your beets evenly watered while they're growing. So when the soil temperature is around 60 degrees, you can expect your seeds to germinate in about 5 to 10 days. And once they have popped up there, they should be probably about 1 inch high. You can go ahead and thin them. From each beet seed, you are going to get anywhere from 2 to 5 plants. So take out all of them except for 1. And just like I explained in my How to Grow Carrots video, you don't want to pull these out because we're growing this as a root vegetable and you don't want to disturb the root system. So make sure that you're cutting them out or pinching them out. If you've noticed that your root vegetables are not developing, such as carrots, radishes, or the beets, your soil mix may be deficient in phosphorus. So adding a little bit of bone meal may help them along. You can also get your soil tested. And of course, in the square foot garden, we always use a well-mixed blend of compost. Not compost from just 1 or 2 sources. So you may want to improve your compost if you've had any kind of problems with root vegetables developing. Your beets should be ready to harvest in 50 to 70 days. They are better when they're harvested young versus when they get older, they're a little more tough. And the hot sun will also make them tough. You can plant these again in the fall. And so just to recap, you want to plant 9 per square foot. And make sure you thin those seedlings once they've germinated. Keep them watered and amend your soil a little bit if you feel like you've had problems with your root vegetables. If you have any questions, please leave them down below the video. I'll be more than happy to help you. Also, as a reminder, make sure that you've clicked that bell off to the right of the subscribed button and you'll receive all notifications from my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day.